Hey y'all, welcome back to our very bookish channel. And in today's video, we are going to be visiting little free libraries again. So in the month of July, Jen and I decided to do our secret TBR pick, and we wanted to theme it little free libraries. So we picked books from little free libraries and read them for that vlog. We had so much fun doing that, and a couple of people commented that they really liked the little free libraries vlog, and it seemed to be getting lots of views. So I think most people enjoyed that vlog, and we decided it would be fun to take the book we read for that vlog and take it to a little free library and exchange it for another book. So really excited for this one. I think that we maybe could consider making it a series. I don't know if we could fit it in like every other month or regularly, but I think, you know, every couple of months or so, we could probably visit some little free libraries and keep exchanging and donating books to them to kind of keep the goodwill going. I love the concept of the little free libraries. It's just like a free book exchange. A lot of the ones that I've been to have been in neighborhoods where it's just kind of like a neighborhood thing where all the readers in the neighborhood will donate their books and take books, swap books. It helps build a community of readers, and it also helps people that maybe don't have means to go around and just buy all these books that they want, but they really have a passion for reading, find books, and it might also help spark a passion for reading. So I am all about the little free libraries. I love them. I think most of them are very cute and well maintained, and a lot of them have children's books in them, so it's also a good way for parents to exchange children's books or donate children's books if your children outgrow certain books that they read. So a very cool concept. I'm really excited to be continuing this adventure with the little free libraries.
It is time for our second vlog for Little Free Libraries. I have time today. I'm picking up 2 grocery orders, one from Target. Well, that one's not really grocery, but one from Target and one from Kroger. And I'm going to hit up 2 Little Free Libraries. I'm going to go back to one that has proven successful at least once. I went back to it when I was filming for the Frida McFadden one about 3 weeks ago, and it wasn't as successful. I did leave word D from Frida there as a reward and to put that karma out into the world, since I would love if I ever found a Frida that I didn't have. And I'm very curious to see if I'm sure they have taken it. I wanted to go back and see if there was anything good, but also leave the book that we had read and chosen for the last time. So I'm going to be putting in the Ellen Hildenbrand that I read and loved into that box. Maybe someone will love it there too. We shall see. They did seem to have some thrillers in that box, so I think it's a thriller fan who is frequenting that box. But we'll see. I'm very curious. I'm going to hit up another one after that, even if I get something good from that one. I want to have at least a few to choose from for this vlog. So come along with me as I visit at least 2 today. Unfortunately, there was nothing in there for me to take. The one I was considering, I noticed had damage as I showed the camera from weather, I think. I don't know if it's from being in there and it's not weatherproofed, or if someone just put a damaged book in there. That was one of the issues I had last year when we were attempting to do a little free library vlog is every time I would go to a little free library that actually was there from the map, because sometimes they weren't even where they were supposed to be. The map would say it was there, and then I would go and there wouldn't be a little free library. I would go and either it'd be children's books or it wasn't maintained and the books were very damaged, and obviously I'm not gonna want to take one of those. I am going to attempt another one. I did leave the Ellen Hildenbrand there. That's 2 great books I have now left at this little free library, and obviously the Frida McFadden was not there. So someone got lucky and was able to snag a Frida McFadden. Hopefully that karma I put out there into the world, I will find another great book at the next little free library. If not today, I am going to journey on and find some more that I can visit for our little free library vlog. So stay tuned. Right, that one was the classic. It has all kids books. I didn't even dig in it too much. I could see how many kids books were in there, and it is really hot out today. That was a hike to even get to it. But I did leave the Agatha Christie book that I didn't really enjoy. I wasn't trying to do that on purpose. I don't want to just give people bad books, but I'm sure someone out there will love an Agatha Christie Halloween party. Maybe around Halloween they'll discover it and be happy. I am going to go to one more, I think, depending on if it's there from the map. And I have one more book that I have with me, so I'm going to explore one more. I didn't realize the one I had chosen is in a daycare parking lot, like right in front of the facility. So I have a feeling this is gonna be it's gonna be one filled with kids books, but I did bring a kids book to put in it. So at least there's that. At least I will be adding to what's in there, but let's go check it out. So surprisingly, there was an adult novel. It was the only one in there, and it's an ARC. It's an advanced reader's copy. So it says it's speculative fiction. I never heard of it. I got to look it up on Goodreads. This might end up being a good pick. It wasn't all kids books like I thought. I guess it teaches you to not always assume there might be a good one in there. So at least I have one so far. I won't be visiting anymore today, but I'm gonna try at least 4 or 5 more before the end of the vlog.
Hey y'all, I am visiting little free libraries today. It's a beautiful day outside. It's very sunny, but the air has that cool, crisp fall feel, so I'm loving it. And I've got some new little free libraries that I found online and wrote the addresses down on this piece of paper that I can visit. So here we go. I just pulled up to the first one and it looks really cute. There's actually a little sign that says read, return, repeat, and I love that because that's the whole point and the whole theme for the little free libraries is lending and borrowing books. And so I'm gonna return the book that I read, which is Thick as Thieves by Sandra Brown, in our last little free library vlog, and see if I can find a book in this one to take. Okay, so this looks like a little kids one, so that's super cool. And okay, so we have an adult one, so I love that. I love how they separated the kids and adult books. Looks like a thriller there, but one I've never heard of. Alright, so I don't see any that I'm gonna take, but I am going to leave my copy of Sandra Brown's Thick as Thieves. Okay, on to the next. Hey y'all, Editing Amanda here. I just wanted to jump in real quick and say this little free library actually had a box with paper and pens and pencils, and you could leave really cute notes inside the box for other readers coming by to check out the books or the owners of the library. And I did leave a note in the box, and the owner of this little free library actually found this channel and left me a cute message in one of our videos. So I just want to say shout out to the owner of this little free library. I will definitely be coming back to visit this little free library again. I thought it was so cute, and I just loved all of the details with the little flag and the separate little free library boxes for kids and adults, and then the cute little box where you can leave notes. It just was adorable. So I just want to thank you so much for your cute little free library. It really is a gift to the community. Super cute little free library number 2. And in this one, I'm going to put The Orphan Train, which is a book that I got from another little free library in the last vlog. I did not read it, but I've kind of lost interest in it, and I have so many other books to read. I don't think I'm going to get to it anytime soon. Okay, Nora Roberts. I know she's a very popular author. I don't know if it's something I want to read right now. Look, Outlander. Outlander is in here. I kind of interested in reading that, but that is like a whole series, big books, lots and lots of reading. I feel like that's a super big commitment. Oh, look, there's books in the back here. Let's see. Ah, okay, so this is a witch book. I might actually take this book. I think this has to do with witches. Witches. I think I'm gonna take this one. This would be really good for some October reads, getting me in the fall/Halloween spirit. So I'm gonna take this book, and I'm gonna leave Orphan Train. Let's see if there are other books back there. Some Anne Rice, some young adult, The Other Berlin Girl. Okay. Cool little find. Here's little free library number 3. It's kind of on a busy road, so it wasn't really a nice place to park, but I'm not really seeing anything at first glance. Okay, lots of kids' books in here. Okay, yeah, not seeing anything in this one. So I'm gonna close it. I do have one more book to donate, but I also have another library to go to. So since this one seems to be full of kids stuff, the book I have is obviously not a kid's book, so I'm just gonna leave this one. Alright y'all, so I just visited my 4th and final little free library for the day. So far I've unhauled 2 books and I found 1 book, which is this one. I would really like to try to find 1 more book just to have 2 to choose from. Or if I have time, maybe 2 to read for the vlog. So we're gonna keep looking, but so far pretty happy with this find. This is a pretty new book, I think. I remember this releasing sometime recently, and the book is in fantastic condition. It's practically a brand new book, so very cool find.
All right guys, I am ready to visit more little free libraries. I don't know how many I'm going to attempt today. I'm getting a little discouraged because I haven't gotten any. The one little free library that I felt had a lot of good books and I thought was going to be promising to go back to has not been good the other couple times that I've gone. So I am going to try different ones, new ones today. I do have a stack of 4 books that I am going to put into the little free library. Just books I don't anticipate reading anytime soon, and I'm just unhauling into a little free library. Let's see what my luck is like today. Oh my god. Oh my god. Don't even know which one that is. I think I definitely know which one I'm taking. There's some good ones in there though. I'm only gonna take one. Right, I got very, very lucky. I don't know this one at all. I'm not as familiar since I think it's older. But this one definitely has strong possibilities that I'm going to be reading this one. But let's go check out a couple more. All right, little free library number 2 of the day. That's really pretty. Nice little bench over there. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god. Ah, I haven't read this one. I do know about it. Okay, great find. There's not many in here. I put a Laura Lippman in there. Wow. 2 in a row. That's too lucky. Thanks, Bailey. Feeling this one is all kid books. It's very, very pretty. Oh. There's a lot in here. All right, so I did have some luck, obviously a lot of luck with Lisa Unger and a Catriona Ward, but the next 2 that I had gone to on the map weren't there. Well, one I think was in a credit union that's closed because it's Sunday, and this one says it's in the park, but where it's saying it is, I don't see anything, and I looked around and I don't see it, so I don't know if it was taken down or I'm unsure. I might have to just pick the ones that have a picture. I might try one more and then I'm gonna call it a day. So let's see if I can find one more before I go home. All right, I had tried to go to that next one and I couldn't find it at first. And as I was pulling away, the way it was located, if I had to go back, I would have to, there was no easy parking. I just left, and I'm going to try one more time the one that was very good to me that I had gone to in the summer. I don't know if it's gonna have anything. I do have some great picks, but I believe this is going to be my last little free library visit for this vlog before I choose which one I'm gonna read. So let's see if we add any more to my good luck. Strangely, there's some books on the ground I'm gonna pick up. Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna try and put these in. There's a lot in here. I don't think some of this has been here the last time. Crazy, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. I put some books in there and I'm not taking any. All right, it looked like someone just shoved a bunch of books in there. I could barely film and look in it, and there's nowhere to really put the phone down in order to go through all of those books, but it didn't look like anything promising. I don't know if I'll come back to this one. I'm just going to choose from the few that I have, and the next time you see me, I will show you what my choice is.
All right, guys, so I have not, it's been a few days, and I have not been able to visit any more little free libraries, and I just need to get started on Venco. So I am going to still try to find a little free library to donate my copy of The Heiress in, but I am gonna, and I could find another book there. I don't know, I could find another book that I like, but I'm just gonna go ahead and start Venco and see what this book brings. I'm really excited because it is getting into spooky season and Halloween, and I do really enjoy horror books. So I am excited to just get into the fall vibes, the Halloween vibes, the cozy reading vibes. So I hope this little witchy book here helps further the Halloween mood. So we're just gonna get started. I have about, I think 10 minutes or so to kill. So I'm just going to sit right here and get going.
Feeling the music, it's taking hold. Lost in the moment, our spirits unfold. Hearts racing, bodies moving.
Okay, I have some great choices from the little free libraries I visited. I may not have gotten as many as last time because I only have 4 books to choose from, but the choices I have, I feel might be better than last time. I feel like that might be the case. As you guys saw, the very first book that I got was an ARC, and it's actually from February of this year. And the premise of this sounds very interesting, to the point that this is a real contender for this vlog. It's about a land that 20 miles on each side is future and past. And the main character in this is trying to run to hold the office, or I don't know what to call it, the position where she would be able to patrol the borders and guard the borders between these lands. So it's speculative fiction, very different from anything that I've read. So this one is a very big contender for me to choose from. The one I'm least likely to choose, and I'm pretty much not even considering it. I don't even know why I took it, because I don't know how much I really would want to read this. So I'm probably going to put this back into a little free library, but it's Linda Howard. I have never read Linda Howard, and it's called Cry No More. It looked like it might be a thriller. I thought Linda Howard did romance as well, so there might be some romance in this, or maybe she just writes for 2 genres. I'm unsure, but because of all the books that I've chosen, this one I'm gonna rule out right away. The other 2 are big contenders because I've read these authors before, and I feel very, very lucky that I found both of these, especially that I don't own either of these from authors that I've loved. You guys probably know me, and Amanda, I believe, would say she's a fan of Lisa Unger. We do have a vlog planned for September. And this one I've never heard of because I haven't really explored too much of the backlist for Lisa Unger. I had concentrated mostly on reading all the books she had put out within the past few years. So this one's definitely a contender. Though I'm not a fan of the mass market. They call this the mass market, like the tiny little paperback. The spines for these are not, these are always known to be like cheaper editions. I don't even know how much these books come out like this anymore. Sometimes I actually just saw some in a Kroger today when I was stopping by for a prescription, but the spines are not really strong, I guess is the word. It tends to, like, pages tend to fall out, or the spine breaks really easily. Then of course I love Catriona Ward. 2 books I've read, I believe both were last year. I know one for sure was. I can't remember when I read Sundial, if that was this year or last year, because I've read so many books this year. But Sundial is definitely a great book. And Looking Glass Sound, I absolutely loved. So this one, Little Eve, I didn't know that much. Again, it's not that old, but it's something I think in the past couple years. I'm pretty sure it's the past couple years she released. I thought I heard or read a bad review, or it's possible my friend Hannah didn't think this was a good one. But reading the premise of this one, I am really interested. It's more of like a gothic horror. So I feel going into fall and horror, this is a really strong contender. Of the three of these, I now have to make a choice. And I will be back. I will put my choice in a pouch and I will reveal what I'm gonna read for this vlog, so stay tuned.
All right, y'all, I just pulled up on a little free library and it's super cute. No matter what, I'm gonna go ahead and put this book in the little free library. I'm gonna see if there's any books that I wanna take, obviously, to do trade, but no matter what, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this one in so that someone can enjoy The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. Super cute little walk-up sign. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, there's some kids books over on the left, and then there are lots of adult books. I see another Sandra Brown book here in the very back. Oh, this has CDs. Interesting. Which I did enjoy my Sandra Brown book from the first vlog we did with Little Free Library, so this looks fun. Let's see what else we got back here. Kristen Hanna book. Night Road. I've never read Kristen Hanna. I don't know if she's an author I would really like or not. But I do know she's very well loved. Alright, so let's see what's down here on the bottom. Tammy Hogue book. Very cool. Jodi Picoult. There's a Jodi Picoult book. Oh, I always think of Jennifer. I always think of Jen when I see Jodi Picoult. Although I just don't know if her books would be very fun for me. I'm gonna go ahead and add The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. I hope that someone enjoys that.
All right, a choice has been made, and now I'm going to reveal what I'm going to pick to read from all the little free library choices, and I had some pretty good choices. And the one that I decided on is Little Eve by Catriona Ward. I just can't pass up. I really love Catriona Ward's books. I didn't own this, and I feel lucky enough to have found this in one of the libraries. As much as I love Lisa Unger, and I'm not trying to choose based on like this is who I like more, this one was just speaking more to me between the two of those authors. And I'm very excited to be reading this one from Catriona Ward. So I am going to start reading and let you know what I think. I am not that far in, but I wanted to just talk about some of the setup for this. It takes place in a Scottish Isle, and I don't know how to pronounce the name of the place. I don't even know if it's based on a real place, but it's Altahara, something like that. You start off in 1921 and you see a really grisly scene, and then you're propelled back to 1917 and you are seeing the cast of characters that you had just kind of seen in that grisly scene. And I'm not entirely sure yet what to make of the characters. Eve, of course, which is Little Eve, is one of them, and there's another character that you see from the perspective in that first 1917, which is Dinah. And so I'm not sure yet what to make of the characters, but I'm already back into loving the way Catriona Ward writes. I just love the way she puts sentences together and how she sees things. It's like coming home to something that you just really love. So that part I am definitely appreciating of this book, especially after reading a couple books that I wasn't all that excited about. I'm only about 30 pages in, and it's a very dark book so far. And what it seems to be about is people who hold faith and belief in how they show it and the lengths they'll go to in order to show that faith. So far, I'm not sure what the faith is in, if it's in something very nefarious or evil, demonic. I don't know yet, but I know it does seem ritualistic. All of the quotes on the back do say this is a very terrifying horror novel, so I'm thinking I'm in for a very horrifying ride, but that's kind of how Catch Around a Word is. So I'm going to go back in. I'll be back once I've read another chunk to let you guys know how it's going.
Hey guys, reading update time. I had to stop really quick to get some gasoline for my car because I was really stressing out. I was gonna run out of gas. Would hate to run out of gas. I don't know if you can hear me. It's kind of on a busy road. Let me close the door here. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, so I have an update for you guys. I am on chapter 18 of Venco. So not quite halfway, maybe like 40% into the book. And I don't know how I feel about this book. This book started off really good. I thought, oh wow, this is fun. There is a coven of witches, and they are supposed to be 7 in this coven, and I think there's 5, and they're trying to hunt down the last 2. And so they're trying to find all 7 of these witches that are destined to be in this coven. And then there's this girl named Lucky, which is kind of a fun name for a book. Her name is Lucky St. Clair. And she is just a normal person, living a normal life, trying to struggle to get by, take care of her grandmother. And she is one of the witches that is supposed to be in this coven. And so these witches are pursuing her, trying to get her in the coven, trying to get her to believe that there's this coven of witches and that she's a witch, because she really has no idea. So that's really fun. And then on top of that, there is a witch hunter who is traveling around trying to hunt down and kill these witches. And all of this witchery and this witch hunting, this dates back to a long, long time ago, like Salem witch trials, like a long, long time ago. So that's kind of the premise of this story in the beginning. And it started out really cool. It has been fun following that story and these characters. But I don't know. Have you all ever just been reading a book? Everything's going fine. You're liking the book. You're excited to read it. And then all of a sudden you get to a part of the book that just ruins everything. Like, it just has soured this book for me. And I don't know. It's just like, I can't get over it. I just can't. I'm like, okay, just get past it. Just don't worry about that and keep reading and going on and trying to enjoy this story. But for some reason, like, for some reason it's just soured and I can't. And I've just lost interest in the book. I just don't want to finish it. I am going to finish it because if you guys saw our reading our most anticipated video we just put out, I had to DNF 2 books. Yeah. And I don't DNF a lot. And for some reason, this is like the 3rd book in a row that I would DNF. Like, if I wasn't reading this for a vlog, I would definitely DNF it. Because it's just not sitting well with me. It's just something in the book happened and it just soured my impression of the book and my mood for the book, and I don't want to read it anymore. But I want to finish it for the vlog for you guys, and maybe it'll turn around. I doubt it, because no books that I've ever wanted to DNF and I've made myself finish have actually been good, and I'm glad I didn't DNF them. There's not been a single one. So we'll see how this goes, but I am gonna do a little bit more reading in this, and then I will update you guys once I get some more reading done.
100 pages in, and you definitely have more information about this small group of characters. And I had mentioned in the previous video about how they seemingly are together and almost like a cult, having faith, but I'm not exactly sure yet. They make references to something of the sea, that they were born of the sea, but I don't think it's religious. They don't really name a religion right now. They do refer to him with a capital H. So could it be Christian? I'm not sure. You get more information about the characters, at least seemingly, when a police officer stops in reference to someone who died on the aisle, but I don't know if it was murder or not. You don't really have all the information on that, and I don't know if you're supposed to infer something. But when the police officer is talking to who they call uncle, like a father figure, they reference how the group that's together isn't really family. They're only by blood, I guess I should say. And you're mostly seeing from the perspective so far anyway of Evelyn, who is little Eve, and Dinah. So I can't really say they're sisters. I don't know the relationship so far. And it did go back to 1921. So it goes between 1921 and 1917 so far. I'm trying to put the pieces together and see what's going on. But it's kind of a grim story. And their kind of extreme religious beliefs, it's very much reminding me like a cult. And what is the point of it? I'm sure we'll find out by the end of it, but that's my update for now. So I'm not halfway quite yet, but I'm getting there. I will report back if anything crazy happens, or I might just wait till the end and do final thoughts. We'll see.
Hey y'all, welcome to Final Thoughts on Venko. As you saw, I really didn't have a great time reading this book. I wish I could have DNF'd it. I did finish out the book because I'm filming it for this vlog. I feel bad for DNFing books on the previous vlog, and I just wanted to finish it for you guys. The book really didn't get better. Some of the things that made me turn on the book a little bit, I tried to just push through and try to just read it through as a story, but it just persisted and it didn't get any better for me. In this book, you're following a group of witches. I've already kind of explained the synopsis from the beginning, and these witches have this mission in their minds to save the world. And I do love the dynamic between these witches with the witch hunter, and he's hunting them and they're trying to stay hidden from him and complete their mission at the same time. That was very interesting to me and fun aspect of the book. So you do learn in the book about these witches, their past. There is a part of the story where they start talking about their past and how they found out they were witches. And a lot of them had very bad experiences before they became part of this coven. And supposedly the coven, they're supposed to be happier, and the coven is supposed to have, just change their whole world. And in some aspects it really did get rid of some of the things that were making their lives bad. For Lucky, for example, this coven has money, so, her money problems are over. She doesn't have to struggle to take care of her grandma, etc. Some of the witches were going through other things, dealt with other people, and those people are now out of their lives. So in some aspects, the coven has been good. But after that part of the book, it feels like you're getting the story told from the point of views of these witches. And it's just very bitter. It's very angry. It's not, it just feels like they are... It's hard to explain. It feels like it's skewed. Like the rest of the book is just kind of skewed, and it gives this really like this hate vibe. And I didn't really like that part of the book. I didn't like that aspect. That was one of the things that I had that kind of ruined the book a little bit for me. I did try to just read the story and see it just as a story that these people are telling and try to understand some of the, understand where they're coming from and some of the things. But it just overall, the vibe was not a fun vibe for me. It wasn't like a witchy read that was a great story, or, these witches are, good witches overcoming this bad evil witch hunter. It just felt angry. I also found part of the book slow. I thought the pacing was kind of weird. There is like, usually when I read a book, it'll start off really good, fast paced, something exciting will happen in the beginning to draw your interest, and then it kind of slows down and then it picks back up. So there is sort of like a little lull, I feel like, in most books, but this seemed to be like lull, 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 like lots of lulls, and then something interesting would happen, and then there would be like lulls again, and the pacing just never hit with me. So that's just my opinions on the book. I do know that people have read it and loved it, and I will say I checked the Goodreads reviews after I read the book, and this is just one of those situations. I do like to go into my books blind and give them a try. And I always think in my head, I'll just DNF them if I don't like them. But again, it's hard for me to DNF books. So, who knows? Who knows what I'm thinking there. But I do think if I had read the reviews in advance of reading this book, I probably would not have selected this book, because there's just certain things, like I said, with pacing. If someone describes a book as slow, then I know I'm probably going to struggle through parts of it. It's probably not going to keep my interest. There's been a lot of books that Jen and I have both wanted to read and anticipated. Jen has read them and then said, oh, I didn't really like, this book felt kind of slow to me. And I just thought to myself automatically, well, that's going way down my list. I probably won't read that book now, because that's just something for me. I know the pacing of the book is very important for me as a reader. And so that's just something I know is sort of like I'm probably not going to like that book. So I feel like if I had read some of the reviews of the book before, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. So, there you go. Like, now I don't know. I mean, I want to be able to pick books that are going to fit for me, but I also don't want to be spoiled, and I also don't want to have a bad impression going into the book based on reviews. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a crossroads here. I think I'm going to stick with not knowing anything about the book and work on DNFing books that aren't working for me before I spend too much time on them. So there you go. There's my review of Venko, and I'm curious to know, if you've read the book, what you've thought.
All right, I'm back, and I don't know if you're able to see well from the window in my background, but we are getting the remnants of that hurricane, which was a hurricane category 4 in Florida. It's been kind of crazy. I had to go get my groceries, and it is extremely windy and very, very rainy. At first, I was enjoying the fact that we're finally getting rain. It's been so dry here in Ohio, but it's kind of crazy. So I took some video from my porch to give you an idea of how the weather is today. Here it is. Also, it is the perfect vibe for this book because it took place, as I said at the beginning, on a Scottish Isle. Altamara, I think is how it's pronounced. I forgot to look up to see if it was a real place or just fictional. It promised some twist from all of the quotes on the back. And yes, there were twists for sure. There were a couple twists, but it was Catriona Ward style. The only reason why I wouldn't give this a 5, I gave this a 4, is because I feel it was a little confusing when you are finding out some of the twists. But I really did love how this ended. It was a horrifying book for many different reasons. If you do not like things that are graphic, like any kind of graphic violence or graphic descriptions of something happening, I'm going to say physically is the way to say it without giving it away, then this is the book for you. And by the way, I just saw the lights flicker. I don't know if you guys saw the lights flicker, but there's a chance that I'm gonna have to stop this just because the power already flashed out once and had to reboot everything. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Anyway, if you are not a fan of things that are very descriptive when it comes to violence, probably not the book for you. Now, typically I would put myself in that category. I think because it's Catriona Ward's writing and I was just kind of sucked into the story, it didn't bother me as much. It still bothered me. I was wincing reading some of the parts of this. I wouldn't say it's a lot. It is sprinkled in here and there. And it's very much trigger warnings for like cults and how cults work in terms of control over those that are choosing to be in that situation, the autonomy that they lose because they're constantly either tortured in some fashion, either psychologically, physically. And so some of that was hard to read, even limiting food and what they're allowed to eat. And there's a lot of symbolism in this book, obviously religious symbolism, and there's some symbolism with snakes and serpents. I feel like she put a lot into this book, but I liked it. It wasn't my favorite of hers. I still love Looking Glass Sound, which was a 5 stars for me, but I enjoyed reading this and I am very happy that I found this in the little free library, and I'm glad I made this my choice. If you do like psychological horror, then you would definitely appreciate and love Catriona Ward. This one does take place in 1917, and then it jumps to 1921. I think it goes up to 1931. It might be even a year. I think it even goes past 1931 at the very end. It's like 1940s. But that, I feel like sometimes not everyone's a fan of like the historical element, but I don't feel it really, for me, it didn't influence the story. Thank you as you watch us go to all the little free libraries and find some great choices. I am very happy with mine. I'm not sure, I don't know if Amanda told me hers or not. I'm pretty sure she already finished hers, but I can't remember. I know she's been feeling kind of slumpy lately, so I don't know if her choice added to that or hopefully it broke her out of that. I think the only thing that's going to break her out of that is Onyx Storm, and that's not till January. I feel like she has her eyes on the prize with the new Rebecca Yarros coming out.
Jen knows me so well, but I hope she's not right. I hope I don't have to wait till January to get rid of the slumpy feeling.
Stay tuned in October. We are full into fall, embracing everything spooky and scary. We're gonna have some Halloween challenge videos coming up, so I'm very excited to see what I'm gonna be able to do with some prompts that we're choosing for Halloween. Thank you for watching, and until next time.